This is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association, located at 1601 East 18th Street, Suite 200F.
What's up, Kansas City? Today we have John Fleming.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
So tell us, why are you in Kansas City? What's going on with you?
I'm in Kansas City to speak this evening at the Black Archives, and we are going to talk about historically black colleges and universities, why they continue to be significant and as relevant as ever before. And the reason why I'm here actually is that we publish a publication called HBCU Today. And years ago we decided that there was not enough information available on the community of our 100 plus black colleges and universities. And because we knew a little bit about publishing, and because I have a passionate belief that these schools are still so important, especially to our young people, that we took on this project, and it has become probably the most comprehensive resource guide ever published on our community of historically black colleges and universities. So I got invited through some good friends. Mr. Carlos Nelson I met quite a few years ago, and he's always introduced me to somebody else. I should give a shout out to Mr. Jim Watts as well. But through those two friends, I have met a lot of other good friends here. And I met Mr. Glenn North, who is in charge of the Black Archives. And
a phenomenal poet, by the way.
Ah, okay. And we haven't met yet. I'm going to be meeting him for the first time this evening.
Okay. Well, that's
so,
a pleasure.
Mr. North gave me a call and invited me to come and speak on the subject of historically black colleges and universities and HBCU Today. So we're going to do that at the Black Archives tonight, starting at 6 p.m. So for everyone taking a look, come on down, join us. We have a nice little reception going starting at 6, and then at 7 we'll start talking a little bit about our historically black colleges and universities and where to go to get the information, hbcutoday.net. And we'll talk for about 45 minutes at most, do some Q&A so that the audience can ask questions, and try to wrap up about 8:15 so that everybody can go home and get a good night's sleep. So it's good to be in Kansas City, the home of the World Series champion Kansas City Royals.
Right, the Royals.
Who just beat up on the New York Mets so badly. But it was all in fun. So it's good to be in a winning city, and I'm just glad to be here. So thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, no problem. Of course, I want to ask a question since that's part of the reason why you're here is to talk about HBCUs. With everything that's going on with MU and the protesting and things like that, some people are saying basically, as African American, we should be leaning more so towards going to HBCUs as opposed to predominantly white institutions. Saying maybe if some of the students in MU had took that route, they might not be in the predicament that they're in. Can you give us your opinion on the situation and how you feel about that?
Well, everyone has an opinion. And
right.
So
of course.
Instead of offering an opinion, I think I'll just tell you a story, okay? Ever since 2006, my son and I decided to commit to promoting historically black colleges and universities. I'm a passionate advocate of our HBCUs, and I did not attend one.
Oh, okay.
I went to a predominantly white college, university. In fact, I was the only African American in the freshman class in the School of Architecture at the Illinois Institute of Technology in 1961. So I went the other way at the encouragement of many good people who thought it was time for us to go to some schools that had been denying us the opportunity of entrance. And so I went off and I did that. And I'll tell you what, after that experience, I'm not going to say anything negative about the experience at all, but I know I was a social dropout, and I think it's important to have friends. I think it's important to have culture around you when you are involved in trying to take advantage of post-secondary education. I had no culture around me. Consequently, it was difficult to make friends.
Right.
Consequently, today, I don't have anybody that I go back to that was a part of that educational experience. When my kids came along, I told my wife, we're going to take them on a tour of HBCUs, because when I went to the Illinois Institute of Technology, I gave up a full scholarship to Hampton University. Big decision. If I were to do it all over again, I'd probably take the scholarship. And I say that because I watch my daughter, I watch my son. My daughter did her undergrad at Howard University. We took them on a tour, and she picked Howard after seeing a few other schools. My son did his undergrad at Hampton University. They both went into fraternities and sororities. I didn't have that opportunity where I went to school.
Oh, they didn't have any Black Greek organizations?
No, ma'am. None. I was the only
well, yeah, you said that you only
in the School of Architecture freshman class, 1961. There may have been 5 or 6 others on campus, of a few thousand students, by the way. So that's a different world. Now, because my kids got the benefit of a historically black college university, they have friends today almost everywhere. They can pick up a phone and call someone. They also understand who they are because they had culture around them, and they had a cultural experience that contributed to who they are as human beings today. And so that's why I think that these institutions are as significant, as relevant as ever before. Back to your question about what happened at Mizzou, I think it could happen anywhere. It just happened to happen there. So anytime you have a group of us that are in an environment that does not necessarily identify with our culture, I think that there's a struggle going on. And kids today are still fighting some of the same struggles that we fought back in the 60s.
Right. Yeah,
to try to make life better, to try to have more respect for who we are as individuals, as people of color in particular. So I'm not giving you an answer as to what I think about what happened at Mizzou. I applaud the students for being so bold and courageous. It's just unfortunate that we have to continue to go through the same thing over and over and over again to get people to understand who we are, and more importantly, how we too can contribute to the United States of America and the great planet that we live on. So I am going to say tonight that I think parents, educators, and students in particular need to take a hard look at HBCUs. I'm not saying where you should go, but I think they represent a relevant potential choice for post-secondary education. So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. Then to answer your question, I don't think there is an answer to it. We all have opinions, so those are my thoughts that I just share with you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fleming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, come out tonight, 7 o'clock, the Black Archives. He'll be speaking, and I'm sure you can ask him any questions you like about that subject that I said or any other subjects. I'm Serenity, reminding you to spit your piece. Make sure you check out whatsupkansascity.net.
Thanks, Serenity.
I'm IFBB Bikini Pro Cat Williams, and when I'm not working out in the gym, I'm searching the web on Cascade Media and What's Up Kansas City. So make sure you check them out.